Hello everyone, this is a new segment I'm doing called Merch Monday. The first video of the segment will be an introduction to merching. There are many things I want to talk about, but for this video I'm going to give a basic overview of as much as I can do in this 15-minute video. In later videos, I want to talk more in depth about some of the subjects that I'm mentioning now, or maybe some subjects I haven't mentioned yet. I know my videos are not fancy, and I'm just recording myself in the Lions Hangout area. The problem is that I'm simply too busy to have background music or any of that other stuff, and unfortunately I'm not a good editor, so I don't know how to edit these things. So my videos are going to be, well, I wouldn't want to say they're boring, but they're not fancy. There's going to be a lot of information I'm throwing at you guys, so hopefully you guys can take that information and use it for your own stuff. I want to begin this video by opening with the most common question asked by everyone, and that question will be, what item do I merch? And the problem with that question is there's no such thing as the magical item that you merch. If there was a magical item for you to merch, then you would just, not only you, but the other thousands of merchants in the server would go and try to buy that item as well. It would be a disaster and it would be very messy, and the market simply just doesn't work like that. So you just throw out the idea. What I mean by that is, I can't tell you to go to the market and buy all the red socks and resell them for a certain price. In fact, if you ask me what items to buy, I'll just simply ignore you. Unfortunately, I'm very busy, and even if I wasn't busy, I'm not the kind of person that likes to give people free things. The analogy that I like to use when someone asks me for money in-game is fishing. If you're the fisherman, you don't want someone to give you free fish. You want to learn how to fish. And what I mean by that is, if someone asks me for money, I can give them money, and I could log off. And then the next day when I log back on, they don't know anything yet, so I had to give them money again. And every day I'll have to give them more and more money. They won't learn anything, and as soon as I stop giving them money, they're screwed. They have no money anymore. So you don't want to be someone that gets free fish. You want to actually learn how to do it. I don't like holding people's hands, so if you want your hand to be held, then there's a big red X on the top of this screen. Just click that big red X. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, how do you actually merch? And the response that I give people usually comes with disappointment. No one likes this response at all. You have to learn prices. My response usually doesn't give them answers. These responses usually give them more questions. Now, let's try to sort out the confusion. How do you actually learn prices? If you're new to the market, the way to learn prices is to go start in FM room 22. Start in room 22 and look at every single store, every single item, look at them and you don't have to like make flashcards for yourself and try to study it like you're studying for your history test or anything. Just look at the item and move on. And as you go through the whole market, I'd say once or twice a day. Maybe do it once in the morning, once at nighttime. Do this for about 2 weeks, and you'll have learned the prices. One of my personal favorite things to do is actually take screenshots of the prices, and taking screenshots is useful for these reasons. It'll teach you what price the item sold for. For example, if I'm trying to sell a hypothetical price, a pink bean hat, for example, say the pink bean hat sold for 30 million mesos. I saw the pink bean hat sell for 30 million. I'll take a screenshot of it. And as I continue walking through the market, I will see another pink bean hat, and say for example it's up for 50 million and it did not sell. And later on in the future, I'm walking through the free market and I have those two screenshots. I have a picture that did sell, a picture that did not sell. I see a pink bean hat for 20 mil. I would buy the pink bean hat for 20 mil. And the next question is, what do I sell the pink bean hat for? As you saw, it sold for 30 mil, but it did not sell for 50 mil. I would personally try to sell it for 40 mil. And the reason why screenshots are useful is it not only teaches you what price they sold and what price they did not sell, but you can make your own judgment call. You can look at the prices and you can say the borderline price that it will sell, the borderline price that it will not sell. What I mean by that is you don't want to sell your item for just the minimal price that it will sell for. You want to maximize your profit. Now listen to me. I did not say to overprice your item. I said to maximize the profit. There is a big difference. By looking at your screenshots, you can average the prices together and see what the price is that it will sell for and what it won't sell for, and go to that borderline, the borderline between overpriced and not overpriced. That's where you want your price to be. And in this case, if the pink bean hat sold for 30 mil and it did not sell for 50 mil, I would try to sell it for 40 mil. And if that didn't work, I would lower it slightly until it sold. What I like about screenshotting is it'll actually record your progress. I still have screenshots from 1 year ago of when I was a beginner merchant with less than 50 million mesos, and I actually like to look at those screenshots just for memories. Another useful thing about screenshots is it's a timeline. Over time with screenshots, you can see the time as items fluctuate. If you don't want to use screenshots, another useful option for you to make it even more organized than screenshotting is Excel. You can use Excel spreadsheets. In the future videos to come, I will be teaching concepts that are important, such as networking, investments, how to properly hold your money, and how to read the economy, stuff like that. I will not be telling you, buy this item and resell it for this price. I will not be telling you, the price of this item is whatever. I will not be doing that kind of stuff. If you want that kind of stuff, just click the big X on the top of the screen and quit merchanting. Stick around, I will be talking about 2 more different types of things, which will be the types of merching I'm dealing with, and also how to actually earn your starting mesos. First, I want to start with the 2 types of merching that I deal with, and that would be flip merchanting and investment merchanting. Flip merchanting is the merchanting that requires you to know every single price, and it's the basic form of merchanting which everyone knows. You buy low, you sell high. Even people who do not merch know about this. It's very common, and in this type of merching, time is not your friend most of the time. When you're dealing with selling items, you want to buy the items and sell them as soon as possible without holding on to them, because you have chances of losing profit. The second kind of merching that I deal with is called investment merching. This is the type of merching which is not so common. It's the kind of merching, it doesn't require considerable knowledge about prices. Rather, it requires you to know patterns in the market and how prices change and shift around. What can help in this type of merching may be examining markets from other servers, and maybe sometimes from Korean MapleStory and European MapleStory. I want to do a whole separate video on its own about investment merching, because this kind of topic would take way too long to talk about in one video. The next thing I want to talk about would have to be how to earn your starting mesos. I will make one more video about this in the future as well. Now, there are literally thousands of resources on Google, on Basil Market, on any forum, and just about everywhere that'll teach you how to make starting money. I will list just a couple. You can start off with crafting, making intermediate item crystals, making half earrings, making belts. That's very common. You may start fusing shoes. Those are also common. You can also do things such as Monster Park, and you can pick up the equips and sell them when they have hidden potential. That's a good way to make money. The most common way that people use would be getting the Junior Boogie Familiar card, which is also very common. And another good thing to do is, if you see people doing Mystery Mastery book runs, You can pick up the books that they drop and sell those for a good sum of money as well. Anything you do, there are so many different ways to make money. So if one way doesn't work for you, you can try another way, but eventually you will make enough money to begin merching. The other thing you can do is you can buy NX from the store and sell it. The reason why I do not recommend this is, well, aside from breaking the rules, is because it doesn't actually teach you anything. Again, with the analogy of the fishing, you don't want to get the fish, you want to learn how to fish. Who cares if you have, like, say you sell it, you get 600 million mesos? Who cares if you have 600 million mesos if you don't know what the hell you're doing with it? Don't buy NX because if you get the money, you won't know what the hell to do with it. However, if you earn the money by yourself and grind to make the money, go crafting, work hard for the money, then you'll be smarter with the money and you'll know what to do with the money instead. And to add this to the video, we're going to talk about store permits. When to buy your store permit. I suggest buying the store permit as soon as possible. It is essential for merchanting success. By buying a store permit, you can sell the items in the store for much higher prices than you can while spamming in the market. Spamming in the market is how you meet rude people who will just not give a crap about you, say rude things to you. When you have a store permit, they look at your store, they don't like your items, they'll move on. Most of the time, they won't say anything rude to you. To get your store permit, you can do NX surveys on the Nexon website for free NX. That's how I got my first store permit. It took me a couple hours, and one thing I can tell you is do not download anything. Last time I downloaded something and immediately I got a virus. So my suggestion is just don't download anything. Again, I will make another video about this part as well, about when to buy a hired merchant, when to buy a store where you can just put your items inside and have the store just sell your items for you, where you can log off and the store will still be there. You should buy the hired merchant when you reach about 2 billion, 1 billion mesos, when you reach that point where you actually know what you're doing with merchanting. In a separate video, I'll explain why that number is better. To conclude this video, I would like to say, remember to not get discouraged. There is no such thing as the best merchant. So, if someone claims to be the best merchant or they claim to be better than you, then don't let it bother you. If I make a merch and I tell someone about it, someone else will tell me about a bigger merch that they made, and don't let that downplay all your accomplishments. Each and every merch you make is your own accomplishment, and it's your own thing to feel proud about. Just because someone made more money than you doesn't mean you should downplay your own accomplishments. These are just some introductory tips that I give to people, which are just a basic overview. I have barely scratched the surface of merchanting in one video. Remember, my videos are not some sort of magic where if you watch it you can suddenly get rich. You still have to put the hours into learning prices and put the effort into understanding the market. But after all that, you will be handsomely rewarded by being able to afford your own godly equips without having to buy NX for it. If you wish to see more from me, then please hit the subscribe button and please leave a like. It helps a lot since these are new videos and this is a new YouTube channel. Any support I can get will be greatly appreciated. I hope to see you guys in the future. Thanks for watching.